a.m. I became so angry. So I got the rest of some other weapons. And then I had already called Yundum. And still boys were crying. I thought, okay, now I am coming. But they still wouldn't believe. So there was not, strangely enough, there was only one taxi. And this taxi is the slowest vehicle you can ever find. So I hired it, and I told the guy, okay, you know what? No, I used to hire one taxi driver. He said he has no vehicle. I think for some reason he had a problem with the boss. And he decided to look for another taxi that was available for me. So, and I told him, okay, now, I wrote a check and gave it to BMW. I told the driver, we cannot pay you now. But tomorrow, before 10 o'clock, boy will go and cash this check and pay the driver. So BMW said, I understood what happened. I said, so what? He said, can I join? I said, join what? He said, okay, at least you leave me with a weapon. I said, nothing's going to happen. We're going for the exercise. I said, hey, oh, guy, I know you. You know, he was in the army. He was then kicked out and he was working for the Observer. I told him I wouldn't. But upon retrospect, he said, you know, when you were in America, they wanted to come and raid your house and take your things out. I said, yes. But did they do that? He said, no. Yeah. So maybe they would want to do the same thing. So what are you going to do? You're going to shoot them. So I gave him what we call an SMG, a submachine gun. And I told him, okay, you keep this, but if you shoot anybody, you'll be responsible for whatever your actions are. Now I will end up shooting you as well. So one, just go and cash the check, come and give the rest of the money to the maid to cook, nice lunch, and then I'll see you after. I went to get Edu. First time I knew where he lived. I shouted, Edu, 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 nobody could. And then they had such horrible dogs. And the taxi driver was telling me if I put the engine off, it will not start again. And it was like, Edu, hey, sings, nothing happened. So I ended up taking big stones and pelting the roof. Pum, pum, the dogs were backing. Then the mom, his late mother came out and she gave me such a look. But she recognized me and said, you, where are you taking my son to? To safe hands. He's sleepy. I said, wake him up and tell him there's an emergency. We have to go. He's late for the exercise. I said, which exercise? I said, with the Americans. Said, so why don't you go? He will come later. I said, no, I'm his commander. And I cannot leave him behind. Otherwise, we will lock him up for being late. The mom went. It took about 5–10 minutes. It was like hours. Edu came and said, so what are we going to do? I said, we're going to get the guy. Then I had all the papers, all the meetings, and then I had a list. Before leaving, I told Edu, this is the list. He said, yes. And I tore it. And when we reached the camp, I told every soldier that there would be no shooting. And in fact, they were ready, they wanted us to move at, we arrived there at 4:30, and they wanted us to move. I told them no. They were surprised when I told the boys that normally used to prepare attire for me. And I told them to go and start the attire. And then Andrew came and said, sir, do you know what time it is? I said, yes. Just load the trucks with the weapons. That's the day. That's the story.
We thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that very interesting narrative, and of course for this interview. Just the last word for Gambians. Of course, I've taken so much of your time.
My final word to Gambians for this interview. I didn't do it to enrich myself or my family. I did it to save this country from backwardness, and I know that this country has the potential to become one of the best countries in the world. That is why we did it. We didn't do it out of hatred for anybody, because then our actions would have been different. We had a list of almost 155 people that we were supposed to execute outright. And somewhere at 2:30, by the time I was about to leave to get Edu. Before Edu left, I told him, I'm going to burn, I destroyed the paper. Because I didn't see the rationale of killing people. Then, and also today, I don't see that rationale of killing people. So whatever I do is for the interest of the Gambians and Africans, because we Africans have passed through a lot of degrading things. From savages, dark continent, for the interest of the people of the Gambia, not for personal interest. But we must build this country. We've come a long way, 19 years, there's no turning back. But we can gain faster, we can develop faster if we are united, focused, and put our faith in the only supreme authority, and that's the Almighty Allah. We put our faith, do good, love each other, and work together, this country will become an economic superpower by the grace of the Almighty Allah. I know why I'm talking. We change from middle income to economic superpower. We have the resources that we can use to propel this country to surpass Qatar and others. And that is also the reason why the locals want somebody, a puppet in this country, that will give them those resources to the detriment of Gambians, and it will never happen. So let us love each other. Let us go according to our religion, because none of the religions, be it Christianity or Islam, tell anybody to hate each other, to hate other people. It's about love. It is about doing what is right. If we all face to the Almighty Allah and do what is right towards each other and love each other, this country can be a heaven on earth. That's my message to Gambians. Let us work together. Let us work for each other and not work against each other or try to destroy each other. The Gambia would always belong to us. And only we, the Gambians, can make it what we want it to be. We have a choice. An economic superpower, and God forbid, a Stone Age country, which of course I would rather die than preside over such a system. I wish every Gambian all the best, and Ramadan Mubarak. I know these areas are. And the fatis, they are normally not very good at fasting, so they cannot smile. So you can see that throughout the interview, they didn't even smile. And even finding it difficult to laugh. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
بكى بكت عيني بكت عيني